Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hartland. This is the Minecraft world that is behind me today, and I am going to give you a tour as Hartland's president. So, let me take you around our wonderful island. I act as the president of this great town and great nation. I work here in this wonderful White House, which houses me and the rest of my government. Here is the presidential office, the key to every decision made in this entire world, as it controls, that's where I work, and controls every decision made. Out of my office door here, you've got a big map of Hartland, which is constantly expanding, and there you can see currently this is what we have done, and this is what we will be touring today. Moving on here in the White House wing, we have the bathroom, which is what it is. It's a bathroom. We have various offices. There's the Foreign Secretary. We have a meeting room. We have the Justice Secretary office. A comms room which controls the lights and the fire alarm systems. Defense Secretary. And the Home Secretary offices, respectively. Through this way, you've got the main atrium, which has the stairs down and up. The Vice President's office, which is the same office in the direction as mine, however on the other side of the building. And also out of the office of the VP, you have a great view, as much of a good view as what I get out of my office as well. Adjacent to the VP, we have our Chancellor's office, which is here, and this has a lovely little view here of Hartland too. Great. Going upstairs first, here we have the press room, where all of our journalists sit, and where I, as president, make speeches. And in fact, the most recent speech I made from here was on the Trump administration. And here's the press secretary's office. The White House security room, which is here again with another map, but this is a bit of a smaller map because it's not as big of a wall. We have another meeting room here, and here is the presidential bedroom. This is where I sleep, and I also have a great view of Hartland, as well as a balcony just here as well, which does obviously this start of Hartland. Moving back down the stairs in the atrium here, we will go to the ground floor. We also have this big window here which we can look out of. We have our dining room here, a big table, as well as two guest bedrooms. Bedroom 1 here, and this is technically the VP bedroom, but also can be used as a guest one there. We have yet another meeting room. This is a big meeting room where all key members of the government work. In here we have the garage, which houses the ground. This is where all the cars of the White House is. Out of this way we have our kitchens with a door there, and then adjacent we have the living room, and that's that. Also, I do want to show this. If we head firstly, before we go anywhere else, out of this door we have like an outdoor pool and barbecue area, and like a little seating over there, just to make it look really nice, and obviously that's it. But also, because I'm the president and in case of events, we can go down here, which is in a bunker. So, I actually need to go back up to the president's office. I kept saying oval. The president's office, because there's a special key in there, which is housed in the office of my office here, and this key is a very important key, because this key will unlock the doors into the POC, which is the Presidential Evacuation Operations Center. So you come down here, you put the key into the special hole, which is there, and this way goes straight into the labs, but also here leads you to the POC. So you're going down here, we have our POC center. We have an emergency sleeping area, an escape hatch, my office from down here, a bathroom from also down here, and then finally we have the emergency impact room, which is through there, down here, away for the door, and it takes you here. This is the emergency room, I will say here, and this is a bomb-proof, fire-proof, protected, unaccessible without special keys to get in here. It's very secure underground. In terms of any emergency that does take place in Hartland, me and many key people in the Hartland government will sit in this room and make decisions as applicable. There we go, right there. And that's the PIOC done. Obviously, just go back out this corridor right here, and then you go back up into Hartland as such. Oop. There we go. And I will just remove that key from there. Like that. And I also need to make sure I return this key back to the office, because otherwise that door will not open. So it is very important that key is left here in this special barrel in the office of mine. Now I'm leaving here, so I'm going to turn the light off, and we're going to venture out into Hartland. Right. So, which way should we go? Which way? Let's go out of the main entrance. So there's various ways out of here. There's the big garage doors which we just went through, which we're not going to go through, but there's also this way, which is the main entrance to the White House, which is this, and this is what it looks like. It's just the entrance way, and yeah, it takes you in, and that's where we're leading you to Hartland. So where should we go first? Let's go opposite. So this building here. This is the labs, the Hartland labs. So, as is, Hartland Labs, and in here we have just an office, like so. And then in here we have the bunker. So if you go through this way, we'll go here first, and then here it's actually closed off, but there's the bunker in there, which actually I can just break through just for now, just to show you guys. But yeah, so essentially that's this. It gets locked. This is all these ways, and this leads to the ground house, which I'll show you. I'll give it open because it'll be helpful, actually. You just unlock these doors. But yeah, so this bit is the tunnelway that was a second ago back to the PIOC. Again, can be locked off that way. Yeah, go back up to the labs. So here we've got lab 2, which is like your brewing potions, and then this ladder leads you all the way up to like the electrical area, or the roof, where all the wires are, and there's lots of redstone, so I won't touch any of that because it's very complicated systems up there, but essentially it just makes certain things work. And then you come out of there, you go this way, you've got my office here, which has a wonderful view of Hartland right here, about the ground house, the Hartland Hotel, and a few other buildings. Then adjacent we have the big lab, and if you a sneak preview, if you saw on the channel recently, I did if you can pause the head video, that was all filmed here. So that's what this lab really used for, things like that. And then right here, I keep flying, don't know why. Right here is the control room, which basically is just a room of control, and each room has one of these. You pull it, and it will sound the alarm. Like so. It is a very annoying sound, but in case of emergency, the alarm will sound. There's a trader here. Hello, and well, now he's locked inside, so I'll leave him walking that way, and let's head in this general direction. We'll do this side of the Hartland first. I mean, this is going to be quite a long video because it's going to be touring Hartland, but yes, this is the I'll tell you what building it is. This is the Hartland Theatre. So essentially you come in here, this is like a waiting room where all the theatre stuff is, like performances and shows happen here. And yes, you come in here, you wait in the line, you go to queue, and typically both these lights should be on. So you obviously use power, so you get your tickets and you go into here, which is the big room, which is like you can sit here and you can watch the show. There's 2 floors to here as well, so if you can go, as you can see, floor 2, kind of tells you there. There we are, as you can see, so you can go through there, and then you can just sit here and have a good view of the show. And then here's the judges, so you've got me and 3 others. You pull the buzzer, and it'll go, or you can press the golden buzzer, where all lights will go. Simply, that's all it is. And then there's emergency doors right here too. And basically, this is the Hartland Theatre. It's really interesting of a building because it houses some great stuff. and we're at this door because we can continue on our journey this way. We've got the Hartland Fisheries, which is just a fish and chip shop. Basically, that's all it is. Just a fish and chip shop. And then we'll head this general direction. So here is the chest, which houses Hartland's wonderful jewels. The great jewels of Hartland all here. With a very annoying redstone. Because it's very loud. And won't be here for too long, but all the like diamonds and all this stuff is held here. So that's what this is. It's a big chest with a lot of information. And it also has these chunk loaders in the corner, so it constantly keeps running when nobody is here. And next door to that, we have Cool Look, which is the armour shop. And it has all types of armours here. A big green screen room where you can take some fancy pictures. And like loads of different types of things. Really cool design. An entire wooden log, so I hope this place doesn't catch on fire because it will literally go up in flames. But yeah, that's that. And I'm just going to quickly keep running this way because we're heading upwards. So this is Hartland Lane, which houses a big H. So it's a big H here. And these are Hartland Heights, so it's basically a block of flats. So they're both identical on either side, so it doesn't matter which side you go up. But you go to one of the floors, you go into the room, and they're exactly the same each one, apart from the big grand room on the 3rd floor, which is here, which is basically a duplicate of them both. So a room here which oversees this side as well. It's a big dual room, and it's basically the split off. So this is where the H is, so this is the middle bit, and also from this point you have some good views as well of Hartland and other structures around. But all the structures are, all the rooms are pretty much identical on each floor. I need to waste your time going through each of them when they're all the same, and that side's identical to that one. But it's a big H, and I quite like the look of that building as well. But yeah, we're going to keep going this way. We're heading to the HGP. Now, if you can guess what that is in the comments below, I'm very impressed. But this is the Hartland General Prison, where all the criminals and naughty people within Hartland get sent by the Hartland courts, which have not been built yet. But yeah, it's a big prison, Hartland General Prison. And I will show you the first 2 floors, but they're really just the same after that. So here's reception. Welcome to the Hartland Prison. And since you go through this door here, you've got a waiting room or like a lounge area. And here is one of the visiting rooms. Each floor has a visiting room here. And you sit and you visit your inmates, people. And here's the warden. His office is here. So the warden oversees each floor. And you go out this way, it'll take you to the general prison. So here's like a little waiting area, and you can head out here. So firstly, we go to this door. This is just extended like table stuff. The stairs to the upstairs, and then under here, it's just an empty stairwell. Nothing majorly there. But heading this way, you've got the manager's office, or the prison manager, or the floor manager as an office, and this is the one on the ground floor. Next to him, we have the detention centre, where naughty inmates go, and they sit in just a detention centre. Simply, that's all it is. Here we have our lecture theatre, so a big screen and a lot of chairs. So obviously we want to keep our inmates from improved rehabilitation, and that's what this does. So it helps our inmates. Big dining room tables, all this is, and then the lunch hall is here. And then on the ground floor you have this, which opens the doors, and that takes you to the courtyard here. We have 2 horses for some reason, and that's really it. And that's one of the only ways out of the prison in terms of door structure. Is that way, and then at the very end there we've got actually another set of doors to lie. We'll head in this direction. Because here we have the medical wing, which is just a lot of beds. Really, it's just beds to help poorly inmates. And this opens the door here in terms of just an escape hatch. You go out this way, you've got a bit of a way there, and it's the same thing that side, and that's really it. There's no other way out, but it's just an exit, just in case it's needed. But that door will never, ever, or very rarely get used. And then here is the big bad itself. So these are the cells. So each floor has 35 cells. That house is between 2 and 5 inmates per cell, and each room is a little bit different depending on what it is, but they're just basically all the same each one. So cells, that's got 3 people in it. This one here has a few more. See, so obviously The key part of this prison, it's not about luxury, so you don't get your PlayStations or anything like that. You're simply looking at walls, and you have an inmate sometimes or sometimes not, to keep you company. And really, that's whatever each of these floors have. It's duplicated 10 times, so it's 350 cell capacity in this entire prison, and each floor is identical apart from the first and second. I keep flying for some reason, but yeah, from this one it's a little bit different because obviously we don't have reception here, so we have libraries instead. So on every other floor here is a library where inmates can look out the window, they can see Hartland and see where their freedom would lie, but yeah, that's all we have here, and yeah, so we'll head back out. And I keep flying, honestly, it's too heading, but yeah. So let's head out, and that's that done. So we'll head back to the main Hartland town centre because there's nothing else this way. The prison's like, it's so cut off at the point of it being over here. It is so massively cut off from society because we don't want our inmates like, you know, with everyone else, so they're nowhere near. It's quite a trek, but we will be building more things as time does progress. And honestly, I don't know why I'm not just flying around, but we're going to use the paths that they're here for. You know, it keeps everything nice and neat and tidy. Right, so where should we head now? Let's continue on this path. So there's nothing else this way, so that's something. Let's head this way, and then up that staircase here. There we go. And then we'll head in this general direction. Right, and we'll go to the ground house next, which is, actually, we'll do the ground house last. Let's do the outskirts and work our way in. So, on this path here, it will take you down to the Hartland Academy, which I've done a video on already. And the train station. Oh yeah. So the big T will mean train station. I mean, this is the emptiest building I've ever entered because there's literally nothing here. But you walk in, and you catch. There's only one train here. You can catch the train. And yeah, which you have your economy class, which is here. Usually your first class is at the front when this train is backwards, but it is the drivers, so this controls like the fire alarms, the lights. You can turn all the lights off from here, everything. The whole carriage can be controlled from this as well. And his first class was a bit more of a luxury thing. And every time someone sees this, think it's like a Ukraine train. This train has nothing to do with Ukraine, just because it's yellow and blue, just random colours were used. And yeah, I mean, you can see my building capabilities very well with trains. Not the best, but there we are. There's the Hartland train for you. We head in this general direction. We can see here, I'm already on a toss walk in the school. If you want to see that video, I'll leave it linked in the description. But this is Hartland Academy, the biggest secondary school in Minecraft. Hartland anyway. And it's based off of my old high school, BFA, Bradford Forster Academy. But there's a whole video on my channel dedicated to this school, so I'll leave that in the description. Here we have yet another set of flats, which is the Hartland Heights, which is, well, we're on the Hartland Heights. There's another Hartland Heights. And these are just empty flats waiting for people to move into them. Basically, they're all the same each floor, but that's all that is. This way we have the water tower, so well, water thing. So it's a big tap, and it's like a water house. So, you know, big tap there, and it leaks into here. So it's a massive tap with water flowing into the river. It's like a recirculation thing. Where should we go now? Let's go this way. Oh, it's the big structures here. Here we have our egg farm. It's very loud. And our egg farm is what it is. It's just full of eggs, basically. And then here we have the Hartland Hotel, which is a very luxury. And I'm clicking from underneath. I'm going to turn that off actually, because it is driving me nuts. There we are. So the Hartland Hotel And essentially, this is like the luxury hotel. So this is the dining hall. Then over here we have the manager's office. The big hat there, you have bookcase. We have the kitchens here. Under the stairs. We have our indoor pool here. You can swim and all that. Because this is luxury, so this hotel will have it quite literally will have it all. And then heading up, it's again the same on every floor, so I'll show you one floor so I don't duplicate everything. But we have our luxury suites here, which is we've got a big Z of the floor for Zimps, and a big balcony there, which oversees Hartland. And then adjacent to that, actually, here we've got a floor manager's office. Very small office, but that's just for the floor manager. Security guard there. We have a guest balcony where this guy's almost jumped off, so I'll help him. There you are. He survived. He's fine. But yeah, so we will in here you got each room. So each room has a balcony. This one has two. There's a guest room here which has loads of beds in. But each room is pretty much the same. Got a balcony in. This is like a split off room. This room is to be done like a bit like a room. That's well, this one, but there's other bedrooms. And in here is another bedroom. Oh, it's just bedroom, or rooms for guests to stay in, and it's duplicated 10 times. So I think there's in total about 8 beds per floor. So there's 80 beds for this hotel. So we can see 80 people at 200 diamonds a night. It's very expensive, but it's a luxury hotel in the luxury town of Hartland. Heading to this, we won't go into these two buildings, or that one just yet. That links to the last thing. We've got a big diamond there, just as an on display thing. Here we have a wool farm. We don't have sheep, but we did have sheep. This was an automated wool farm. But yeah, it might need to be redone again. But this is what this place is. There is 2 of them as well. You have statues of me, the VP, the Chancellor, and these 2 no longer feature in Hartland, but their statues are still up. Now, which way should we go now? Let's think. We'll do that way last. We'll just get this way out of the way. So we've got a big GT tower there, which I won't go into, but it's just a massive tower, nothing in it. You've got this big statue of me there, an iron ingot over there, so we've got diamond iron. We've got another one of them wool factories there, so we won't go into that. Heading in this direction, however, we do have... it's been so long since I've been down these ways, I actually can't remember how many paths we have. This is probably the best view is. So this is a clubhouse, the Sons of Hartland clubhouse, and it's currently locked, so we can't enter. But essentially, it's got a wall flyover, so why not? So we have this gate here, which can be open and shut. But here's the clubhouse. We have the... If you've ever been in a clubhouse, you know about this. But the chapel room, big meeting room, like the actual bar area. We have the gym here. Well, we have bedroom 1 and bedroom 2. All there. Up here is just like the electrical room again. All the wires and redstone hidden. Very complex redstone for making certain systems work. Like, i.e., we have a fire alarm system there, which basically from each dispenser douses water. So if there's ever a fire, it will be stopped very quickly across any water spread. And if you head in this way, you can see we have this, which turns the lights on, and that opens and shuts that gate, and that one just the same. When this guy moves, that opens and shuts that gate too. And we'll keep power off because, well, we're saving electricity in Hartland, because we know we're saving stuff like that, because we're nice. But that's all. This is the clubhouse, and it's quite a cool part of Hartland. And then that way is just around the block. Heading this way, we have a mini game. There are quite a few mini games in here. So this is, which one's this? Broth Brule, which is copied from Stampy, and it's like a fight of vegetables, really, and that's all it is here. And then if you get knocked off here, and then you're like, oh, I'm knocked off, you come out here, and then you swim, and then that's really it. It's just like a big bowl on top of a fire. Here we have the Take the Tooth game, which is like a parkour thing. See if I can do this first time. This is the hardest difficulty. Oh, no, I failed. But yeah, so essentially you go here without this block rising, and this is the hardest one. Whereas the medium, I think I should be able to do easy, fairly straightforward. Oh, I say that and then do it wrong anyway. So I won't go there. You can see the scoreboard here. It's just there. This was another game which I don't think works anymore, but you fire this. The arrows used to fire just straight. It was weird, like bowling kind of thing. See, you get the arrows furthest, but it just doesn't work anymore. So we won't continue with that. But yeah, it was just a weird game we built. Here, it's like chess, micro chess, so it's fire and water. So you put your fire down, and you have to try and spread as much fire as possible, and then the opposing person player stops it with water. Very simple concepts like chess, but yeah. Here we have a roller coaster ride, which actually I will take you on, which gives you, it's like a tree thing. So you can see we go around here. It's very loud, but go around the tree, get a good view of Hartland up here, and go into the tree then. And then it's getting quicker. It goes down, down, down from the tree, like so. Here we are, and we're at the end. So that's basically all that is. And then here we have like a really fun game. Where's the entrance to this? I'll fly because I can't believe it. But yeah, basically this game, I really enjoy this. So it's, well, where's the minecart? We've got one here. So you sit here with bow and arrow, you try and shoot the ingot. And once the ingot gets shot, so it shoots there, it's in the redstone signal all the way up, and then it traps the player. So someone says here, it'll trap them. They'll fall into this big bowl of water, and then they'll go out here, take a bit of breath, and they'll swim back out, and then you can go again. And it's quite fun to do this with your friends. But yeah, then you do that, and then it sends the signal all the way back, and then see, it's very simple indeed. Here is probably our most played game, Connect 4, and it's a very simple concept. So you got two colours, and you have to try and connect 4 in a row. Like some other team try to stop it, but as soon as you get to that height, it'll send signals up at the top saying you've gone too far, and that's all of you see. But then once you get all 4, you just click the lever, and it will send all the stuff back into this chest down here. Which, yeah, it goes there, and you refresh, you retype, and you go again. And this game's called Colour Splat. You jump off there, and every time you land, you place a block from where you land. So say I'm red, for example, and I go from all the way up here. So I go blop. I landed there. So I would place that, and then I'd place loads of blocks of red down until there is, and you have basically the place to try and not fall onto the colour I've used. And then once that's done, once all the floor's done, it's the one with the most colours win. And the other people standing. Here was a game I was building called Battleships, but I stopped, so it doesn't work. But it's really complicated redstone again, and again it doesn't work now. But it was a game of Battleships. But yeah, and here's like a PvP game. So you just put 2 minute timer, and you have to try and survive wooden swords and leather armor, chainmail armor, whichever it is. Let's see. And no armor, just wooden swords, and you run around, and once you survive 2 minutes, you leave, and then that's really it. One of the first things I built. Here's the Woolly, and then again, it's same as me, I'm the boss, as I'm with all these things, but yeah, so you got all the lights here, the big bar, the big stage here with the microphone where I can sing, because everyone loves him singing, and it's just basically just a pub based on the Emmerdale Woolpack. And then out through here we have Mazda, which is Asda, but it's just a shopping mall. Big building with Mazda written on the back with big lights. And yeah, this is just a big shopping mall, and that's all it is. But you can then leave from that place there. Here we have a graveyard. So most recently we added my wonderful Ellie, who passed away not that long ago, and it's just a church. So the chapel stands here, and you have your service, you do what you need to do, but it's just a church. That's basically all this place is just a church. But yeah, you've got some good people in there, and Ellie, my wonderful princess. Here, while we're passing it, we have Flop, the game Flop, which is the fishing rod game. And basically you have to try and fish your rod from the other side and push the player off, and then once you get off, you win. And it's very simple like that. You can play it with 6 people max, I think it is. Here is Hartland Primary, another school. Basically, it's all the same. Every classroom's pretty much the same. Empty. You can see there's a constant theme here, but yeah, it's just another big brick blob at this point. Here's the castle, Hartland Castle, which is one of the key attributes to Hartland. And here we house some of, like, it was just a big castle. That's all it is, just a castle. Absolutely empty, but it's just a castle. And that's what it is. It's now starting to rain, so hopefully we can wrap this up quite quickly because I don't think it's so wet. But heading in this direction, we have 2 more games. Oh no, 2 more buildings, sorry. So this way is Gemini Hartland, I think it is Gemini. Gemini Mechanics Hartland, there it is. And it's just a mechanic shop, so you got the truck there, you got the workshop stuff. And it's just a giant workshop, basically. That's all this is, with a big G at the front of Gemini. And here is a more advanced Connect 4. So you've got Black and Cyan team, and then effectively it's a lot more of a complicated techie version of it, but you press your button, it'll drop it down, and then once you do your 4, it goes up. Very simple, and you refresh it and it goes back up, and you've got the Cyan here. Very complicated, a very long way of looking at it, but it's just a big tower. And we'll fly for this next bit because it's too big, but we have a big, massive, like, the Hartland Lake here with a huge, like, path around it, and the Hartland Village over there. But the Hartland Lake's right here. It's one of the centre points. The Hartland 0, 0, 0, 0 is around here somewhere, and yeah, so wherever that is, it's on here. So see if we can find it. There's that 0. We'll go this way. There we are. 0, 0 is right here. So once you get to 0, this is the very centre, so it's Hartland Lake. It's got this nice pathway which connects everywhere, down to here, where you can go fishing, or along the way back up to the Hartland Castle, right here, like so. You get some nice views as well. But yeah, that's just this avenue complete. And we'll head in this general direction because there's 2 more things left. So the big baddie first, we'll go this one, which is the wrong door, which is the ground house, the very first big building we built in Hartland, which houses basically its connection to the White House, the President's underground bunker, my underground bunker. Here's like the hall, press room 2, which is through there, then out this way. We're going to go through that way in a second, but you got like offices just along this way, another office there. This is the deputy leader. Here we have the nether room, and here we have the brewing room, very simple, respectively to its own. Here we have the server room, which is very complicated redstone to do all sorting across Hartland itself, so it all goes through there. And here's their kitchens as well, which has all assorted food and stuff. Here's the library. This is my office here that has a meeting room in it, attached to me. We have a comms room here, has all the lights and stuff controlled from here. And then heading in this way, we have the fish farm, which doesn't work anymore. But the first thing I built in this world back all them years ago. I've had this one for so many years now. But this is where you can do the AFK fishing, and we had some cool, nothing like anything now in these chests, but all we do here still. But some of the OG things, they've been here for years, it's just never moved. And we have our bedroom, that leads to a bunker, which is here, which leads to the security room. I mean, there's lots of like hidden rooms in this place. And then we've got the exit here, which goes to the hall. We've got a server room here, which controls like back-end stuff, all the stuff here. You got the big hall here, which has like trading hall, which doesn't work anymore. Yeah, another server room here. And you've got an exit here, which basically just goes up to the surface, because we are underground technically. And then here we have a really big storage room, a massive storage complex, which goes from in there to in here. And then up there goes back to the ground house, the White House. Then here's yet another storage room with a big LAX, and then yet another way. And I'll show you this way. So if you remember back earlier in the video, we were going through to the the bunker and the peacock and stuff. Well, that's all this. So this big tunnel here will lead to this big door, which you can open there, and that then takes you into Hartland. And then you go this way. You've got another set of doors to open and not. So there's quite a lot of doors to get through, but yeah. And say you're running away from someone, you can pull this lever here, and it'll set water out and trap you in, like so. And then yeah, you shut it, and then you get a little bit of a flood, but then it'll go. And then yeah, so they all interlocks to each other, so you can run into here, and where you need to go from here within the White House, or vice versa. Then this way is the underground farm. So it has potatoes, carrots, beetroot, wheat, more carrots. We used to have animals, we don't now. Maybe what's in here, and then another big wheat farm as well. And it's really just a massive hub. We've got this big glass ceiling here, so you can see the lab and everything else. Very loud. And the hotel there as well. It's all on top of the ground house, which is this place here. And there's yet another office, which we can show you, which is there. And this is the mob rooms. Back I started this world in survival originally before moving to creative role plays on. And this I housed like lots of mobs in there from legit Minecraft survival, which was a challenge in itself. And then this way we have a guest shower room, and we have the guest bedroom as well, which is a lot of beds. And then we can go out this way here. Now we have this is just like a little hut leading you in. Here's like one of the first houses I built, which is just a house with a bed in it, like so. And then up this way, here we are. We have yet another hut, which takes you into the White House again. Oh, and down here we have mines, like a big mine from back in here. And also we have a sugarcane farm, mob room, berry farms, that kind of stuff, all along there. And then over here is the big offices. So there's just loads of offices unedited, unbuilt, sorry, along this way. And then up the stairs here will take you to this. So you flick that lever there, it will let you go out. So this is just a way out here. And then switch that, it still flicks it back again. And this takes you to the Capitol building, which is like the chamber, the Speaker of the House office. And this is where like myself as president, leader of the opposition, debate and political decisions. So either side, right there. And this is a correct, you know, you can see the White House, which is just back that way, which we're going to head to. And then you had here, which was that emergency exit from the ground house. So you can only get up from the ground house. This is emergency exit. And here, actually, we missed this. We have the beacons. All 5 beacons are here in Hartland. Nether right included on a big stand. We have a police station right here. And a fire station, which would actually the plants down there. And we have a bakery here. And this was a cream farm, which doesn't work. Lots of things don't work at this world, you tend to find. Anyway, it's been a very long video, but this was the introduction to Hartland. There's a lot of secret things which I won't be showing you in this video, which are emergency getaways, which I don't want everyone in the world knowing about. But what I can say is I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll take them back. I've got more work to do in this office. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.